Hey everybody, this is Jay, and the vehicle you are looking at is the 2016 Bentley Continental GT Convertible, which is the subject of today's unboxing video. What is an unboxing video? Basically, I want you to know where everything is and what everything does in this car before you actually get to sit inside of it yourself. So I'm going to give you a brief history of Bentley. What is this car's engine and transmission, its design inside and out, many of its really cool features, what is the competition, some safety and fuel economy information, how much does it cost, and whether or not this is the car for you. But first, I want to thank Bentley of Los Gatos for letting me come on down and film today. So let's get started. Now, Bentley was founded way back in 1919. Its first major racing event was in 1922 at the Indy 500, and Bentley became even more famous thanks to the Bentley Boys, which was basically a bunch of wealthy British car guys who loved to race and drive Bentleys around Europe. In fact, one of them even bought Bentley in 1925, but Bentley has been owned by Volkswagen ever since 2003, which was the year the first generation the Continental GT came out. The car you see here, it is actually a second generation Continental GT, and it's been a strong seller ever since. Now in just a moment, I'm going to start up the engine because I want you to hear this. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, you just heard the sound of its 6-liter twin-turbocharged W12 engine. It has a total of 582 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque. Now, what is a W12 engine? Well, it's basically two narrow-angle V6s in a V configuration, essentially a W. And a W12, it's as long as a V8 and it's as wide as a V12. So this way, the center of gravity is pushed further back to the middle. So you're basically getting a mid-front engine car, which is really good, considering this car weighs 5,000 pounds, a little bit more in fact. That's roughly the same weight as a V8 powered Jeep Grand Cherokee. But you can also get a twin turbocharged 4.0 liter V8, which makes the car a little bit lighter. But each engine is configured only with an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Now, the design of this Continental GT convertible, I think in my opinion, it's absolutely stunning. You have these massive 21-inch wheels with big front and rear disc brakes. They have black painted calipers. You have LED running lights, a bright chrome-colored lower bumper grille. I mean, that alone is a $1,200 option. And all Continental GTs, you can get it as a coupe as well. They're all 2+2, meaning 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And a GT is basically a grand touring vehicle. It is meant for long road trips or even daily driving around town. Above all, you drive in style. And speaking of style, this interior, in my opinion, it's unlike anything out there. Bentley has, a really great tradition of liking to do everything, handcrafted. This leather, it is hand selected, it's hand stitched. In fact, I was comparing the high quality of the leather and materials of the interiors of the Audi S4 and the Mercedes E350 in my previous unboxing videos. And I thought those were fantastic interiors as well. But here in the Continental GT convertible, everything is just taken to an even higher level of craftsmanship. This is, the closest thing you get to modern day coach building. You have these gorgeous veneer door and rear quarter inserts, which alone is a $1,250 option. A Breitling clock. I also want to point out just the gear lever in this car. It's an optional gear lever. It costs $585 extra as well. And obviously the rear seats, yes, there is not a whole lot of leg room there, but they're very, very comfortable rear seats. It's the same hand stitch quality that you get up front. Now, some of the other more pieces of high tech that you're going to get in this car, you have an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, 8-speaker audio, Bluetooth voice activation, and multi-zone climate control. And if you can tell, that is actual real wood panels there. It's a little hard to see because of the black dash you got, but that dash is also covered in leather with more hand stitching. It's just a beautiful place to sit. I think this interior it's better than what the average person has at home in terms of their couches and how they sit in front of the TV. It's a really comfortable car to sit in. The driving position is perfect, and because it has these power seats, just like with any car with power seating, you can get the perfect seating position regardless of your height. I'm about average height, but there's no reason why an individual who is over 6 feet tall can't get into this car without finding a comfortable position. And everything is just so well put together. Just, the way that center console opens up there, that also is covered in leather. It's just a beautiful place to be. And some other really cool features. You had these rain sensing windshield wipers, speed sensitive power steering. It's a wonderful blend of old school coach building, modern technology, and it's just a wonderful overall package. Now, the infotainment system here, it's actually very similar to some of the other infotainment systems that Volkswagen offers. I've been in plenty of other Volkswagens before, and I thought this one worked just fine. It's a very similar format. The user interface was very smooth. I didn't experience any rebooting issues. I know that's a common problem sometimes these days, but not at all here. My only complaint is that some of the buttons are a little small, so I would suggest to memorize them before you start driving so that you don't take your eyes off the road. So in terms of safety, the U.S. government has not actually done an official test crash of the Bentley Continental GT Convertible, but the car does come with electronic stability control, anti-lock brakes, traction assistance, hydraulic brake assistance, front and rear anti-roll bars, a rollover protection system, dual front airbags, side airbags, and of course a rear view camera. So I don't think there is any cause for concern. I also like the steering wheel. It's relatively button-free. It's very not complicated. Porsche actually is the automaker that doesn't really put any buttons on their steering wheel, specifically with the 911. I like that. But here you just control the audio, the stereo, and the Bluetooth, which I think is it's just right. This is my absolute favorite feature, or one of them, of this car. It is an automatically folding 4-layer insulated fabric roof. This is just beautiful German engineering. Look at the way the steps involved for this thing to fold up. You'll see it fold down in a moment. It is just wonderful. I could actually watch it all day work. So, as I said earlier, this car weighs over 5,000 pounds. That means fuel economy is, well, it's not the greatest. You're going to get 12 miles per gallon in the city, 20 miles per gallon on the highway, and an average of 15 miles per gallon. But anybody who can afford a car like this is probably not at all concerned about paying for gas. Speaking of pricing, the Bentley Continental GT Convertible starts at around $236,000. The car you're looking at right now, with all of its many features, came to a total of $253,790, but that price can get even higher. Why? Because Bentley will do just about any custom feature that you want. If you want a specific color, inside or out, if you want a specific leather stitch pattern, Bentley will be more than happy to accommodate you. Again, this is modern day coach building, and there is really no other car like this. And, well, is there? Let's talk about the competition. First thing that comes to mind is the Maserati Gran Turismo. You also have the Aston Martin V12 Vanquish Volante, and maybe even the Ferrari California T. Now, those are all great cars, but, I think the Bentley, you can't mistake the look for anything else. Other automakers have kind of copied it. I'm thinking a little bit of Chrysler and even Lincoln to an extent, but a Bentley is a Bentley. What's also interesting is that this car, its final assembly was in England, but its engine and transmission were built in Germany. Kind of interesting right there. So, is this the car for you? Absolutely. I think this is a fantastic choice. Could not go wrong. So, everybody, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out the full review on carbuzz.com. See you next time.